There's always been a capacity for surprise. People, I don't think in the Northern Illinois community think of Des Plaines as being any different from a lot of the other suburbs around. We just kind of blend in. But there's a lot of very distinctive, special things to Des Plaines, and I think that that's one of the things I tried to point out in the book is some of those special things. Three or 4 years ago, we got an email from Jeff Rucci from Arcadia Press saying that he wanted to do a book on Des Plaines. And so about a year or two ago, I worked with Sherry at the History Center, and we decided to go forth with the book. Their archives supplied probably 90% of the photos that we used for this. There are two different things in Des Plaines that really have traveled through its history and have emerged, and one is the river and the other is the train. And the river was the livelihood for the Native Americans of the region. I mean, it was their means of transportation, it was their lifeblood. And then when Des Plaines was farmland, it was irrigation. It was a place to fish, and when Des Plaines was a recreational area, people would come to swim, and there was actually even a giant water slide built next to one of the dams that people could slide into the water. Today, when people think of the river, people mostly just think of the floods. The river floods every couple of years, and sometimes worse than others, but some of them have been really catastrophic for the community here, and so there's a lot of photographs of the different floods. The train, similarly, that's how people get to Chicago and from Chicago, and people commute on it. The train was initiated in 1854, which really was what put us on the map. When they put the station up, they named the station Des Plaines because it was right next to the river. So that's how we got our name. Today, most people think of Des Plaines as that town with all the railroad crossings, and you always get stuck at a train in Des Plaines. People have a little more appreciation for that than the river because they use the trains a lot to get to and from downtown. That's a big piece of all through the history of Des Plaines. One of the reasons I'm really glad this book is coming out is the Des Plaines history has been is such an important part of this community, but it's not something that is, I think, utilized nearly as much as it could be. And there's so much in the archives at the History Center. So there's an opportunity for education as well as entertainment and also a way of connecting with the roots that have been here, all along. I think it's really interesting.